The climbing centre started in 1994 and two guys that were at school together decided to go into business. They found a building, a deserted church, and started building walls. We have built extra walls in here. I think the most recent one is the big steep wall to my left, which went in about 8 or 9 years ago. And we try and change things every so often and build extra walls and knock things down. The routes up the wall, there are 3 climbs or 4 climbs up each panel, and we've got 64 panels, so that's 150-ish routes up here any time, and then any 3 months everything gets taken off, changed and redone. So we've got the blue room, which is behind me, we've got the main hall, which we're in now, and we've got the basement bouldering area downstairs. Climbing has got many different sort of sub-genres within it. Climbing basically is holding on to a wall. Now you can traverse along the wall, and we build climbing walls in schools that are just for traversing, keeping nice and low to the ground. There are climbs that go up, but they don't go up particularly high, but they might be very, very, very hard moves, and they call that bouldering. So outside it would have been on a boulder rather than a cliff. Climbing outdoors in Scotland, there are 2 different sorts of high vertical climbing. There's sports climbing and there's trad climbing. Trad climbing is the quite historical old version of climbing where people had to place things into the rock as they went up and attach the rope to them as they went. Sport climbing, bolts have been nicely placed in the rock already for you. And that's the sort of thing that we do here on these walls. We've got bolts already on the wall and the climber goes up and they fixes the rope to them as they go. For those that aren't quite that advanced, we also have ropes in situ at the top, ready for people to climb fully protected, and we call that bottom roping. So here we do bouldering, bottom roping and leading.
I think my favourite type of climbing is probably bouldering, because it's kind of really intense. You can get a lot done in a short space of time, and you can kind of work on your technique a lot doing that.
I prefer the kind of trickier routes and lead climbing. I'm trying to get more into trad climbing outdoors, and just a good way to practice inside.
I probably prefer to climb outside, like it's sort of like trad climbing, but come here to keep fit, and it's quite fun.
It's challenging. I like the challenge, and it's a great way to stay in shape.
As people that are considered experts in rope work in Glasgow, we get involved in all sorts of things. So as well as climbing here at the centre, we do an abseil out of the top of the spire, which quite often groups are really keen on doing as part of birthday parties or sort of management training sessions. Within sort of maybe the last 15, 20 years, people have been interested in rock climbing or wanting to get into rock climbing, but they don't know anyone that can teach them. And so places like this have sprung up where we can offer courses. And whether that's an intro to climbing to take someone that's never climbed before through to standard where they can climb here independently, or whether that's a course to learn how to climb outside, or whether that's clubs for kids who just want to have a bit of fun. Or now, what about, instead of going to the gym and having a workout, coming here and doing some vertical workout on rock. So there's a very broad range of activities that we do here in courses that we can offer.
I certainly think the centre gives people something different. There's nothing else like this in the West Coast, at least. They can come in as total amateurs, having never climbed anything in their life, and go away feeling confident to go outdoor rock climbing, if they so chose. It's definitely a great facility, and we're lucky to have some of the country's best climbers setting routes so that people get a genuinely good climbing experience as well. It's so accessible, you can literally walk off the street and someone in here will kind of greet you with a friendly face, and they'll explain how things will work and show you the ropes, so to speak.
2 years ago, we employed Liam, our cafe manager, and he's totally changed it around now. And we got in the List magazine last year with a really great review, which we're really pleased with. We also run a shop here selling climbing equipment. We also supply equipment to the work and rescue industry as well. So anything from abseiling down wind turbines to maintain them, to caving, to all sorts of things.
The Climbing Centre shop basically covers all the essentials. At least if you're going to come and climb in the centre, you're going to need shoes. It's the kind of most important thing. We hire shoes, but if you're going to come more often, people want their own shoes. More so because of the performance difference. Chop bags are the biggest seller probably. People like the centre's own branded ones. It's good that we have it because we can tell people and show people what they need, and it's kind of unique that way because most climbing centres have a third party subsidiary shop working out of their centres, whereas we own this, so we can really like sell the right thing to people.
Historically, this place was set up because people wanted to climb outside, but the weather in Scotland isn't conducive to climbing outside most of the time. And so we found that in the winter it was really busy and in the summer it was really quiet. Now quite often we see new members here that are actually the alternative gym type of member. Very easy to learn the skills. The 6-hour course is all you need to get you through the basics, and then you can just come in and use the facility and develop at your own rate. We're a fairly social bunch here, so quite often there's a good banter going around in the evenings in here. I think my favourite bit of working here is the randomness of the everyday. One moment I'm evicting pigeons from the spire, the next minute I'm doing an interview on camera, the next minute I'm doing safety work out on a film set, the next minute I'm teaching a group of 7-year-olds that are super keen. Yeah, every day is different here, and that's what I really enjoy about it.